In this video, I'm going to show you a few ways you can use the TI-30XS Multiview calculator on your Unit 4 homework. So let's look at the first slide. So in this unit, we learned how to change improper fractions to mixed numbers and mixed numbers to improper fractions. Okay, the calculator will do this for you. So let's look at the first example. How about 35 over 8? So I'm going to hit the fraction button, put 35 in the numerator and 8 in the denominator. Now notice there's a button right here, right above this x10 to the n. It says ND, and then it has a toggle and a U over ND. This means change fractions to mixed numbers or change mixed numbers to fractions. So I have my improper fraction, so I'm going to hit second and this button. You can get a better view of it there. Hit enter, and it changed the improper fraction to a mixed number, and also note it will always simplify the fractional part in either case. Okay. So now let's do the same thing, but we'll start with a mixed number and then we'll have it changed to an improper fraction. So I'm going to clear this, but you can always go back and pause it. So how about 6 3/7? So we hit the fraction button before, but this is starting with a mixed number, and this U and ND is right above the ND. So you have to hit the second button and then this, and notice you have your 3 spots. That's for the whole number, and this is for the proper fraction. So 6, you need to use the arrows. Now I'm in the numerator, so 3, move the 7 into the denominator. Now I want to change this to an improper fraction, so I'm going to hit second and this button again, the x10n, which changes n over d to u to n over d. And our result is 45/7, and again, this will always be simplified. Let's look at the next one. Simplifying fractions. So the calculator will simplify fractions for you. In fact, it will always give you a simplified fraction as an answer. So I am just going to hit n over d. I'm going to put 32 over 56. Okay. Now I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to give me, oh, actually it gave me a simplified fraction already. So it just simplified it. Sometimes it will give you a decimal first. If you ever want to go back and forth between decimals and fractions, okay, which we don't need to do just yet, but this is handy in case it does this to you, hit this toggle button. This will just go back and forth between the different forms. Okay, I call this the easy button. Okay, now here we're given a mixed number, but we need to simplify the fractional part. So let's clear this. So I'm going to enter the mixed number button, and we have 7 and 8 over 24. Now I'm just going to hit enter. Notice it gave me an improper fraction. Okay, I need to write my final answer as a mixed number, but to change it to a mixed number, I'm just going to hit second and this button. Now there it is as a simplified mixed number. Okay, so it will move back and forth between the different forms. If you want to change between a fraction and a mixed number, you're going to use this button, or you can use the toggle button to go between a fraction and a decimal. And last, let's look at 50 over 15. Okay. This is an improper fraction, and we want it simplified, and we still want to write it as an improper fraction. Okay, so I hit enter, and it simplified for us, and it left our answer as an improper fraction. So we're all set. Okay, let's look at the next slide. Approximating decimals on your calculator, or fractions as decimals. Okay, so we can just do division, and we did this on a plain old calculator. Okay, let's look at the hardest one. So -3 and 8 over 21. Okay, so first I have to hit the negative symbol first. Now I'm going to hit mixed number, 3, and we have 8 over 21. Okay, now I'm just going to hit enter, and it gave me an improper fraction. Okay, and it simplified it, and that's great, but we want a decimal. So to go from this to a decimal, I'm just going to hit this easy button. There's also one that says fraction to decimal here, but there you have to hit 2 buttons, and this button is just easier. Okay, there are things you could do to the mode of the calculator to get it to round to different places for you, but you'd have to reset it each time, and you should learn to round because you need to do it a lot. So notice it has all of these decimal places, and you'd use that result to round to 1, 2, and 3 decimal places. Okay. Let's see, we have one more to look at. Here, let's clear this. Now we're going to have decimals, and we want to write them as simplified fractions or simplified mixed numbers. Okay. Now in this first column in the homework, the calculator actually won't give you this answer because it always simplifies the fractional part, but we can get the final answer. So let's look at 4.28. Okay, so that's in decimal form. I want mixed number form. So first I'm going to hit the second button and then hit the N over D to mixed number button. Okay, so I'm going to hit enter, and it writes it as a simplified mixed number. Now again, notice 4.28, that's 4 and 28 hundredths. So your answer here would be 4 and 28 hundredths, and then your simplified result would be 4 and 7/25. So it's only going to give you the simplified result. So I hope this was helpful in showing you how to use the calculator in this unit.